Have you ever lost the deal and you felt like you failed? What if I told you that losing a deal actually presents a great opportunity to grow? It gives you feedback on what went wrong and it allows for you to improve what already went right. So we're going to talk about a self-audit framework here where I talk about the market, other people, and yourself, and I break that down as to how it gives you feedback so you can understand exactly what went wrong when a deal is lost. Okay, so here it is. Was it the market that was the reason behind the deal not working out? Are you in a very competitive market like a LA, Miami, New York, Chicago, Seattle, where there is a multitude of large players that are all competing for the same asset? And you've done everything correctly. You had your financing lined up. You knew that was the deal that you wanted. And it was just because the market was extremely competitive. Then we need to look at that and say, this is a very competitive market. This is a place where there's a lot of competition and we've done everything well. Or another example of the market working not in our favor could be that your industry, your particular industry, the marketplace for that industry right now is not very high. There are not a lot of assets. Let's say for industrial, the vacancy rate is extremely high. So you're competing over one asset and there are just not enough properties in your market. Well, that's the market. And there is nothing you can really do about that, but just getting more proactive in finding more properties. Or is it because the interest rates are extremely high? And that is a big part of what the macro environment is right now, and that affects your market. And there's nothing you can really do about that. Interest rates are the interest rates. Okay, that's part one. That's the market. Part two, was it other people? Was it miscommunication? So part two is, was it other people? You're dealing with a lot of people when you are doing a transaction. There's title officers, there's loan officers, there's mortgage companies, there's banks, there's environmental companies, survey companies, consultants of various sources, entitlement consultants, land use consultants. You get the point. There's a lot of people involved. And so was there a bad apple? Was there somebody that just didn't get the message? Maybe there was somebody on the other side that were too greedy, or they didn't get your vision when it comes to the property. Was it them? And the last part of the self-audit is, was it you? Did I do something? Was there something that I did wrong? Was it my self-limiting beliefs that came into play and maybe I gave up too early? And be honest with yourself. If it was yourself, then that's okay. But understanding which part of these three was the reason that it didn't work out is going to allow for you to move on to the next transaction in a way where it is beneficial for you. You reflecting upon what went wrong, and by the way, it could have been a multitude of any of these factors, market, other people, or yourself that went wrong, could have been a combination, but also could have been a combination of what went right. Study it, look at it. If it was your self-limiting beliefs, we have a great video about triggers that we're gonna link here. Watch that video to make sure that you understand what your triggers are before you go into a transaction so you can be successful. At Commercial Real Estate, we look at all of these factors. We make sure that you do your self-audit properly so that you can understand exactly what went wrong and what went right. So you can take that with you to the next deal.